Michael to give this message. This message is going to center around Ceres. It's going to center around the angel of mercy, the angel that goes through the battlefield, the angel that decides to go through the darkness in order to heal and give healing light, has no fears over the darkness. This is big, you guys. This is huge, okay? This will be one of the biggest energy shifts in 24,000 years, and I am here to co-create with it and to make it happen, okay? It's going to be a dramatic ass shift, you guys. Now, Ceres, this is what we're going to center around, okay? Ceres, what the hell is Ceres? My Ceres is an Aquarius retrograde. Now, this is the way that we nurture others. This is what Ceres is. It is, we talk about Palace all the damn time, right? The head of the father, what our pattern is from what we saw from our father figure in our life. Now, what about Ceres, though? We don't talk about this. Ceres is the mother's womb, the wounded mother. Now, it's the way that we nurture others. It's the way that we were nurtured, okay? Through this process, we have learned some form of a lesson from the North Node. Whatever it was, you are learning it, and it's going to center around that Ceres. It is learning the true lesson of this situation. It is understanding that it's not about destiny and it's not about karma. It's about the fact that it was your destiny to learn a lesson through this karma. In order for you to advance and to rise to a higher ascension of self, a higher consciousness, a different dimension. Okay? It reveals to us how we have shut down that connection essentially to our emotions in order to survive our own trauma. I'm going to be here to give it to you guys because I just felt like it changed my life. It may change someone else's life, okay? It's the projection of self-judgment and self-shame, okay? It's with Saturn retrograde conjunct to the South Node, our deepest fear of being rejected for not being good enough, risen to the surface, essentially, right? The eclipse conjuncting with Pluto, making our feelings explosive and unpredictable. Okay, there's these sudden, fated encounters with others that force us to come face to face with our deepest fears we've projected or suppressed in order to push us toward Venus conjunction with the North Node in Cancer. Now, what does that even mean, Sydney? Okay, let me explain it to you, okay? It's accessing the value of our own conditioning patterns that we place upon ourselves, okay? With this lunar eclipse occurring at 24 degrees Capricorn, which is within 2 degrees of the Saturn-Pluto Ceres conjunction of 22 degrees Capricorn, or whatever, until January 12th, 2020. You will be dealing with this energy of emotional purging, okay? And that purging will come from you asking yourself, are you treating yourself with the same conditions that your mother did? Are you still carrying her suppressed pain? If so, how are you continuing your fear-based pattern of defensiveness and projection because you are scared of failing yourself just as she was scared of failing you for letting herself feel hurt? Okay, now the mother's wound is the root of our trauma, okay? It's our first memory of connection to source from birth, okay? A mother is afraid to admit her weakness and pain to her child because she is afraid that doing it will let her child down, okay? Now it is your destiny to learn the true lesson from this karma that we all experience, bad or good karma. We aren't perfect. In order to learn the difference between these two, okay? It's about you. It's about your self-love. It's about you rising to a higher consciousness and seeing your true value. The fear-based self-suppression causes wounding in the child because the child senses her pain and believes it to be their own fault. This matrix system, this 3D, has set it perfectly up to make a mother most afraid of admitting her fears because she believes that this would make her not good enough to do her job of protecting her creation, okay? Now, this lunar eclipse, it's like lying essentially to herself. There's this lie that she herself is not good. It's this big ass lie that she herself is not good enough to survive her own creation as herself. So she suppresses to deny her creation and thus her own divinity. All right? So a man reacts in fear to a woman mad at him because he's taken on his mother's pain as his burden and fault, therefore afraid of moms and women abandoning him if he refuses to carry her pain. Okay? Now, this manifests as him emasculating himself by abandoning her and actualizing his worst fear of letting her down and therefore feeling rejected from his source, creator, goddess, divine mother. Okay, a woman takes on her mother's fear of failing her creation as her own, fearing a man leaving her as a confirmation that she has failed to protect her child, her creation, and has thus failed herself, causing a deep rage to surface based in self-hatred. Okay, now this is the story of Ceres, essentially. That Ceres turned the world to winter to punish her own creation when Pluto took her daughter Persephone away from her. Okay, a mother will try to buy back her child's affection when she's hurt the child because she believes she has to do something, Capricorn, in order to be good enough, when in reality she is the womb, the creator, Cancer, who is already good enough by simply existing. Okay, correlating with the manifestation of endless external requirements placed upon a woman to pressure her to look good enough because she ultimately does not feel she in herself is good enough. Okay, the belief in yourself, shouldering our mother's fear. Okay, it shows up when our inner child cries, "Why are you so mean to me?" Shouldering our mother's fear shows up when our inner child cries, "Why are you so mean to me? Why don't you love me for me?" We then judge others for thinking such thoughts. Okay, there's valued courage and action with passion. Okay, there is so much value in your own courage to love yourself. Okay, by loving yourself, you're able and capable of loving other people. This fear tries to shame us for believing that we should be loved just for who we are. Okay, we should not be shamed for that. Okay, for wanting to advance, for loving our own uniqueness, our own divinity. All right, we chase after conditional love in order to hold on to our suppressed emotions, and then we release these. When you release these emotions, then we release these emotions onto someone else when they disappoint us in order to confirm our false belief that we are not good enough to be loved. Okay, the fears and lies that mothers have suppressed and passed down will now rise to the surface. Cancer lunar eclipse is on to January 10, 2020. It can lead us to release these wounds and allow for total destruction, transmutation of the matrix system and outer structures that have ruled us for so long. There will be a destruction, okay? And this destruction will bring an end to the dark ages and perverted laws, to a beginning to the golden ages of the natural law. Okay, the reality, the awakening. Destruction meaning it can go into a creation. By destroying, you can rise and rise again. Okay, this death, it will go on to birth. The belief of reincarnation, that you can do good and you will receive good back, and that the life cycle, even when you die, you can be reborn. Okay, you can be reborn. That it's not about destiny, and it's not about karma, it's about learning the lesson from thy karma, okay? From the karma you have experienced, because none of us is perfect. Okay, we've all experienced good and bad karma. Now there's all ends with beginnings. Okay, it's to not fear healing, to not fear learning, to not fear growing, and not fear loving. Okay, I was incarnated here to witness and correlate the most dramatic energy shift in 24,000 years. Okay, I've had at least 5 to 6 past lives that's been read continuously about, and I'm just like, okay, that's what a lady. They also say that my inner self is about 40 to 50 years old, which is sort of I'm okay with, because I get along with old people. But Ceres wounded mothers. Okay, this self-destructive emotional greed. Baby, no. This self-destructive emotional greed and narcissism is being fully revealed with the eclipse, okay, you guys? So it can be destroyed in 2020 in order to set Persephone, her divine feminine, free to create from her divine identity as creator again, and returns us to the golden age. This is a dramatic energy shift, you guys. This is huge, okay? If you want me to get into what is really going on, this is the biggest thing about it, okay? When a man abuses their child in some way or some fashion, or traumatizes their child, that child will seek power, okay? Because they felt like they never had any. Or this also goes for mother. If If she becomes over controlling, they feel that they never have power and try to seek power in all the wrong ways in their life. Now, if the mother just turns her back, or the father just turns back, they act blind to what is going on. Now, you may love your mother, true, but you will see her femininity, and you won't see the beauty in the femininity and the vulnerability. Okay, you won't see empathy for that vulnerability and that femininity in your life or in yourself, okay? And then that blocks heart chakra, that blocks so many other chakras, and people don't understand. Yeah, you may be meditating, but are you doing Kundalini awakening? Okay, are you understanding that this is two different consciousness? Okay, that crown is up here, the rest of your body must be centered, okay, from the base of your spine up to the crown of your head, and it is separated. It is two different forms. I'm going to do a video on it, and it will awaken you guys to how to properly center on these chakras and really get the full benefit, okay, of an awakening process. There is so much where it's like, okay, the mother is seen as weak, so they cannot, we as people believe that vulnerability, emotion, these beautiful, beautiful, soft things, okay, are weak when they're not weak, okay? And we believe that having power or standing up for yourself or being whole in yourself in some way is being a bad person or being controlling. No, that is you being in control of yourself and you valuing your self-worth. Okay, that is what we are meant to be here to do, to value ourselves and value others the way that we wish to be valued. This is life, you guys. This is a big, dramatic shift. Okay, you got Saturn and South Node opposing Venus, North Node. Now, there's a status quo with Saturn and South Node. There's a status quo and repression of trauma opposing Venus North Node, which is the Cancer, purpose, karma, love, destiny, fate. Okay? There is the past essentially having suppressed wounding. And then there's this future world everyone has that has their place essentially. Everyone must be nurtured to understand. Everyone has their own purpose to value thyself, that we are all beautiful. Okay, and express your own highest potential. Your highest potential. Do not compare yourself. Never be jealous. Be inspired. Okay, this is the biggest thing that is going to be happening, you guys. Us as individuals, us as a collective, we must love self and be compassionate with our own mistakes so we learn from them. Death to ego, you guys. Shit. This is going to be a big shift of the human consciousness. Okay, I'm going from 5D to 6D, y'all. I'm going up. I've been trying to do this continually and really seeing what is my purpose, how can I give good, and how can I heal myself. Okay? So it's basically accepting others for who they are and never judging them for that, essentially. And being seen in well-established social hierarchy of privilege provided for us, essentially. This is what we are watching in our society. This is what is happening right now, and it's not going to change. Okay, there will be this shift, there will be this energy, and there will be a difference. Okay, the Jupiter and Neptune, this is a huge rarity being squared with such intensity, both in their original signs, okay, of Sagittarius, and I believe Neptune is, let me look. I believe Neptune is Pisces, okay? So this is just beautiful. It's being squared with such intensity, and there's going to be a divine timing, okay? This is divine timing, okay? Jupiter mixed with dreams. Anything you want, this is luck and dreams. This is your time. Wish it, do it, okay? And understand that the tension is related to religious dogma and righteousness, and that it does not completely reflect pure connection with spirit currently in the charts. So you have your ascendant conjunct with Neptune. Ascendant is how you appear to others in society, being conjunct with Neptune, which is Pisces. Okay? Now, you can apply this to other portions of your chart, but this is what you are learning to express to society as who you are. Okay? As someone who relates to Archangel Michael, I believe myself to be an angel of mercy who goes into the battlefield, who goes and understands that by death, there is a rebirth. Okay, the attractive name being nurse, but essentially coming to this belief I was sent here to be a messenger from GodIS, okay? And to understand others' shadows and others' pain so I can understand myself that much better. This is a part of my past life. This is what I was meant to do right now, to help help people unlearn so that they can reprocess and rise to a higher ascension, okay? You must die in order to rise, okay? People don't like to think of it like that, but you do. In some way, in some form, there must be death to self, death to ego, death to what drives you to appear the way that you do in society. There must be death. Okay, in order for you to be who you truly are in this world. And that when there's terror, when there's hopelessness, when there's desperation, the angel of mercy is there to spread healing light unto the darkness. Okay, now this is us becoming fully present on our spiritual path. Okay, Mars and Uranus having potential conflict. Okay, and it pits a reactive anger against a grounded higher mind to experience these conflicts, the reflection of our inner world. Us rise to the surface for healing and releasing. Okay, there must be conciliation, reparation, repressed memories, and wounding to the surface, essentially, to be acknowledged and cleansed, okay? Because recognizing, if you do not recognize this, you cannot become whole. We are more than what we experience. It is what we take away, that strength, what we take away from that experience, okay? And how do we apply it to ourselves and implement it into our life? Do we become the trauma or do we learn from the trauma? You have a choice. Okay, you have the ability to do anything that you want to do by releasing what does not serve you. And you know what? A lot of the times we think it is society, this is the stuff we deal with in society that doesn't serve us. Sometimes we don't serve ourselves, okay? We don't have that love in ourselves. Serve yourself. Grow. You got this. We all have got this. We are all beautiful in our own ways. Okay, we all suffer through judgment, opinion, abuse, trauma, things we don't like to talk about that we try to ignore on a day-to-day, but it's time to face it, okay? It's time to address it, and it's time to be honest with ourselves and others so that we are capable of not only loving ourselves and being authentic to our true selves, but being able to give that love and positivity to the world the way that the world deserves it, just like you deserve it, okay? It's about destiny, okay? Your purpose. How do you find fulfillment in yourself? And then how do you find fulfillment in this world? Because you see, the way that we are nurtured is the way that we nurture others. So when you are mistreated and you decide to mistreat others, that's just showing, okay, how you feel about yourself. When in reality, you have to separate it and rise to a higher vibration and understand that sometimes you act out of trauma and you're not acting out of true emotional maturity and intelligence. You must come to terms with your trauma, identify and recognize that trauma so you can be whole in yourself, okay? Whole in yourself so that you are capable of making positive, beautiful, loving connections in this world and being able to give positivity, light, and empathy and kindness to not only men, but also women as well. Both. Empathy. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. It's eternal love. That is divinity. I was sent to give you this message. I woke up yesterday and said, oh my gosh, I have no ideas. I have absolutely no ideas what I'm going to do. What type of topics do I want to use? I don't have any topics. Archangel Michael, spirits, please give me something. Give me a message. And you know what ended up happening? One of my journals I don't even really use popped out full of ideas, full of 6D, 7D consciousness type things and ideals that I'm now able to connect together because you see that is divine timing. When we have periods in our life where there's fog, just fog written all over us and we cannot see past the fog, although we are somehow being sent messages from spirit in beautiful manners and beautiful ways. Divine timing is in the works to put it all together so that we can distribute it to the world in the best manner possible. This is divine timing. This is divinity.